Hey guys, how you doing? It's 8-Bit Eric. Now, one of the, I guess, more heated topics of discussion when it comes to next-gen games is the price points, which $70 has been the price tag floating around quite a bit, especially if you're a PlayStation 5 owner. Um, yeah, $70 price games, and a lot of people are very indifferent about that, mostly in the negative aspect where we're like, Jesus Christ, why are games so expensive? And that's also why I believe something like a Game Pass comes in a lot more handy than me going out and paying $70 for NBA 2K21. Now, speaking of NBA 2K21, the Take-Two CEO recently actually discussed $70 price tags for PS5 and Xbox Series X games. We're going to get into this article real quick and talk about it. Give our thoughts. If this is your first time coming to the channel, if you are brand new here, guys, consider hitting that subscription button for me. Let's get right into the news. So, Take-Two CEO thinks PS5 and Xbox Series X owners are ready for a $70 price tag. I know I'm not. I know I'm definitely not. I don't know about you guys, but I am not. So, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick spoke on the concept of a $70, £70, and 92 Australian dollar price tag for video games at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Medium, and Telecom Conference, the MSTMTC. RESPECT, what it really means to me. RESPECT. No, I'm joking. He is saying that customers are ready for it. Now, what the hell does he mean ready? From everybody I talk to, especially people that come into my live chat, we are not ready for a $70 price tag. The hair needs to come down for this. The hair's coming down, guys. The hair is coming down. My grease bit Eric, fat John Wick hair. Alright, we got the Jesus hair going like this because we're going to talk prices. So this article continues to say, in context, Zelnick talked about the $70 price applied to NBA 2K21, saying our view was that we're offering an array of extraordinary experiences, lots of replayability, and the last time there was a frontline price increase in the US was 2005, 2006. So we think consumers are ready for it. So he's basically saying video games are too cheap for the cost that's behind them, for the value that's behind them. He's saying replayability and an array of extraordinary experiences. So I guess, franchise mode and the DLC and the microtransaction and the nickel and diming that we're already getting. Paying for a $50, $60 game is not enough. To be honest, I see where he's going from a business aspect, but from a consumer aspect, I think he's off the mark on this one, guys. Basically, he's saying, it's been 15, 16 years without a price increase in games. It's time to do it. I get it. You want to make the highest amount of money for your buck as a business. But I don't know. I have no clue. I know 70 is pretty steep, in my opinion. Especially if you're going to be microtransaction people still after it. A game like NBA 2K definitely does have its, its DLCs and stuff that you need to purchase for. If we're charging $70, I better we get a complete game with no DLCs that are paid, no microtransactions. It better be a complete game that's unlockable through gameplay. That's just my opinion. I don't know about you guys. Anyways, let's continue the article. It says, whether or not Take-Two actually plans to roll out the $10 price hike on its other games remains to be seen, with Zelnick adding that RRPs were decided on a title-by-title basis. As such, it's possible that the $70 price tag could only come into effect for the biggest releases in the publisher's repertoire. So, of course, I bet you the biggest ones will be getting it. The NBA games and so forth. But maybe not the smaller titles. It's all about the Benjamins, basically. Now, Zelnick insisted during the same speech that Take-Two plans to deliver more value than what we charge. But will they really? Now, this goes on to kind of say what I was saying. NBA 2K21 proved to be a controversial release with heaps of microtransactions and intrusive in-game ads. Two features that are largely reserved for free-to-play mobile apps that have nonetheless seeped into the AAA gaming space. Take-Two is likely operating from a position of much confidence as NBA 2K21 went on to sell over 8 million copies. That's pretty big. Given its success, it's a safe bet that any future Rockstar games, which is a subsidiary of Take-Two, developed projects will sit pretty at $70 at launch. So, GTA 6. Now, Zelnick's comments could be a signal for a growing trend in the gaming industry. If a big budgeted AAA release sells well at 70, then we could see publishers other than Take-Two looking to capitalize on making the $10 increase more of a standard rather than the exception, which this is something that's been rumored for quite some time, guys. As soon as next-gen gaming started to come into fruition, that price hike was talked about, debated, argued about. People aren't happy with it, but if this is successful for Take-Two, we're going to see other companies, EA or others, increase that price for their heavy hitters. The Maddens, the GTAs, the Assassin's Creeds, the Call of Duties, the FIFAs, the big heavy hitting budget releases, the GTAs. We're going to see all these titles go up in price. I guarantee you guys. Some people can argue it's only $10. If you can't afford $10 more, you shouldn't be in gaming. That's a fair argument, but it's not the point. The point is, these games have microtransactions on top of them. I mean, even Assassin's Creed has it. GTA has it. The sports games are starting to get it. It's getting to a point where it's obviously everywhere. It's embedded in gaming culture. I'm not completely 100% against microtransactions as long as it's from a cosmetic end, where it's stuff that you're paying to make your character look better. I don't want stuff that gives you a competitive advantage, some kind of like pay-to-win aspect. But $70 is a high price point for a game that's going to constantly have stuff that you got to pay extra on top of, in my opinion. So it is a controversial change. I'm not sure customers are quite ready for it. But do we really have a choice in the matter at this point? Honestly, probably not. Video game companies are going to do what they are going to do. I think it will help. As far as services like Game Pass go. I think people will be like, well, it's better to just subscribe to a service like Game Pass than pay $70 for each game. And if I'm not mistaken, I think NBA 2K21 might be on Game Pass now, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that. So I guess it's maybe a standard deluxe edition, and then you just pay the extra if you want it. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's too much of a backlash, but I do think the Take-Two CEO's take is kind of bad. It's a bad take. I get where he's coming from. It's a business aspect, but there's just so much out there as far as how games are made that make it kind of a shitty situation for $70 to be the price point if we're going to be getting charged microtransaction and DLCs on top of that. Like, if you're paying $70, I feel the game needs to be more complete of a feel. Like how games used to be. That's just me, though. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And subscribe if you haven't.